Hello, everybody. What's up? What's going on? And welcome to the All-Star edition of Raptors in One. So, guys, I'm doing a little something different. Obviously, I'm not giving this episode and the rest of my opinions on the All-Star coverage any numbers, any numerical value of episodes like I typically like to do. But yeah, these next few series in the All-Star Game coverage is going to be a special one. So without any further ado, let's get it. So guys, first on the docket, I want to talk about the Rising Stars Challenge. Yes, that's right. I am ignoring the celebrity game. I could care less about it. And any other like offshoot kind of events. So let's talk about the Rising Stars Challenge. And, of course, it was sponsored by Clorox. Now, this year, the format was very interesting. I actually liked certain things about this format. And I'm hoping that those few things carry over moving forward for the next All-Star Games. But I have a feeling it might have just been for the 75th year, to celebrate the 75th year of the NBA. So, who knows? Maybe we might see it next year, maybe we won't. Either way, it was interesting, and I actually enjoyed it, because typically, I don't care about the Rising Stars Challenge. I know. But I really don't. For me, the actual All-Star Game is a lot more entertaining than the Rising Stars Challenge. Having said that, this time, I actually enjoyed it. With the Rising Stars Challenge this year, the format was different. Obviously, you had your four legends of the NBA. Gary Payton was one. Getting old. I'm forgetting the other three players, but I think Neek was one. Dominique Wilkins, Gary Payton. Anyway, so yeah, they had four teams. And the rookies and sophomores were basically drafted by each of these legends. And so it was like a mixed match of sophomores and rookies. And basically it was, team Peyton versus team, for example, Dominique Wilkins, and then the other team legend versus the other team legend. And then the winners would face each other. And then that would be your finals, right? So it was interesting. I actually liked it. And it was a nice way, to kind of pay homage to the veterans who, to the legends who really, put their mark on this game. And in some ways even shaped the game. We had two Raptors, obviously representing us. We had Scotty Barnes, potential Rookie of the Year. And of course we had Precious Achiuwa, our acquisition from the Miami Heat. And so, it was good. It was cool. They were both on separate teams. So that was very interesting to see. And I was kind of like, oh man, I wish we could see them in the finals, just facing each other off. That would have been a very entertaining, game to have watched. It didn't work out that way. Precious team, they definitely made it to the finals. Of course they lost. But I shouldn't say of course they lost. It was actually, they could have won that game. But all it took was a few possessions, and the other team, they made a comeback. Cade Cunningham, man, his team won. So, good on him. And then there was, Scotty Barnes, his performance wasn't too bad. But then there was the Clorox Clutch Challenge, I believe that's what this event was called. The Clorox Clutch Challenge. And I gotta say, I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see what Scotty Barnes could do. Especially because he has really impressed me up till that point in the season. Because for a big man like himself, like a power forward, he's so versatile as a defender. Able to defend all positions, really. Able to do the switches. And then, of course, making those reads and making those outlet passes in transition. And the overall IQ, and of course, shooting, getting his jump shot, shooting those hook shots. I was like, man, this has got to be interesting. And I was really rooting for him. I was hoping that he would win. Alas, that did not happen. If anything, it went from him having to really showcase his talents to being the laughingstock of that whole evening. Possibly even the whole All-Star break. Yeah, I know. I felt really bad, but you know what? Hey, it was fun. It was fun, and it was funny watching him. While it was frustrating as well, it was so funny watching him miss certain shots that you know he would typically get. So the clutch challenge, essentially, you had a few spots to shoot from on the court. Basically, those shots were made memorable by the legends who were in the 75 legends chosen. And so, you know, one of the shots, and right away I knew, I'm like, okay, you know what, he's gonna take the hook shot, and then his partner is gonna take like a 3-pointer, then he might take like a jump shot somewhere in the middle of the key, and then his partner would take like the Damian Logo Lillard shot, and then he would have to take one of the 3-point shots. They would probably struggle there for a bit, but maybe, you know, they'll make somewhat of a decent noise, right? No, it didn't happen that way. It didn't. It ended up him being the laughingstock. And now that I think about it, it was frustrating at the time, but now that I think back to it and the way they took it in stride, I gotta say, him and his partner, they took it in stride. They laughed about it. They were like, oh man. And in one of the shots, they kind of, had one of the players mic'd up. For some reason, I can't remember the name, but, one of the players who was his partner was mic'd up, and they were like, oh man, you know, hug it out. It's all good. It's all good. At least we're having fun, right? And Scotty was like, yeah, at least we're having fun. And then he goes, well, his partner was like, well, now we're definitely going to be on Shacked and a Fool. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were on Shacked and a Fool. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things I'm going to check out. It's been a while since I watched Shacked and a Fool. I think it's been like 2 years since I watched Shacked and a Fool. So I'm definitely going to check out Shacked and a Fool All-Star Edition. So anyway, that was the Rising Stars Challenge. And of course, your MVP, Cade Cunningham. He had a good game. He did have a good game. I was kind of thinking like, Evan Mobley could have been the MVP as well, but no, Cade had a good game. And I also feel like, and you could tell just by looking at Scotty, you could tell that he was really trying to soak the moment, he was starstruck and he was just in awe of the moment. And why not? You're a rookie. You get selected to represent your team and yourself. And you're given the chance to showcase and not just have fun, but to showcase your skill and be recognized. Not to mention, of course, endorsement deals and all that good stuff in the background, right? But you're among legends. 75 of the best legends. Forget 75. Most of the NBA legends were there who were alive, obviously. But yeah, you're in their presence. And a young rook like yourself, at 20, yeah, you're going to be starstruck. And, Scotty Barnes, he seems like he's a very down-to-earth, good energy kind of guy. So I also feel like he has like this childish side to him. Like he's obviously not matured all the way, like typically men would. But I mean, come on, like even I have a childish side to myself. And I'm like, oldish. I'm not going to tell you my age. But coming back to Scotty Barnes now, yeah, he was definitely starstruck. And I think that's what kind of impacted his performance. Nerves was probably there for sure, but hey, he enjoyed it. Hopefully, next time around, next All-Star break, come on, Scotty B, you got to show up. Show up, show them that you deserve to be an All-Star. Now, Precious, he had a pretty decent night, actually. Of course, he didn't make a fool of himself. He didn't make too much of a noise either, but he had a pretty decent night. He had some good games, and yeah, that's all there is to talk about Precious in this All-Star game. Again, like always, guys, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about the Rising Stars Challenge format, and if you liked it, and if you'd like to see it moving forward. Of course, let me know what you guys think of the rookies, and who do you think is going to be the Rookie of the Year. Of course, if you like this content, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Check out my other videos. And that's it for this episode covering the Rising Stars Challenge event. Don't forget to tune in to the next episode. I'm going to be talking about the second night of the Stars of the All-Star Game, which will be talking about the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, the 3-point contest, and of course, the dunk contest. So until then, have a good night.